everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing my June wrap-up and June book haul. First I'm going to go through all of the videos that I made this month. In the beginning of the month I did my New York City / BEA book haul. Then I did a video talking about my experience volunteering at Printers Row Fest, and I also had a book haul attached to that one. I bought a lot of books this month. Then last week I made a discussion talking about what high schoolers read, which was a video response to an article I saw on NPR Books. Right now there are a total of 4 video responses to that video, so in case you haven't checked out those video responses, I highly recommend that you check them out. Then I did a video talking about how I'm auditioning for the Geek and Sundry vlog. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, check that video out. And also voting's still going on, so if you want to vote for me, you can. You can vote once a day. There's always a link in the description. And because of that, I'm also doing a week of videos. So I did the book sacrifice tag that was started by Ariel Bissett, and yesterday I put up a video talking about where you can donate your books if you don't want to keep them anymore, which I was inspired by Wonderly's theme for this month, which is give. I'm also going to be putting up videos for basically the rest of this week, so you guys have that to look forward to. I also did 3 Friday favorites so far this month, which I'm really excited that I've gotten that many out because I kind of slacked a little bit in May, but I have 3 out, so I'll have a link to that playlist so that way you guys can just see all of them and check out any of the ones you might be interested in. In terms of book reviews, I put up a review of Attachments by Rainbow Rowell because a handful of people commented saying that they were interested. And then I did reviews of Richard Yates' The Easter Parade and The Solitude of Prime Numbers by Paolo Giordano. And then on top of those books that I mentioned, I read 2 more books this month. The first one was I Tell You I Love You But Then I Have to Kill You by Allie Carter. This is the first book in the Gallagher Girls series, and I kind of just wanted something light and fun to read, so I just picked that one up, and it was, you know, light and fun, and I'll eventually continue on with the series, but I'm not in any sort of rush. I also read How Not to Save the World by Jessica Yinka Thomas. This is a book I received from a Goodreads giveaway sometime last year, and I never got around to reading it, but I decided to pull up book from my book jar, and this is the one that came up. I wasn't really that crazy about it. It never really gripped me. I also just had problems with the way it physically was made. The story itself was printed double spaced, and it was just so weird to read a book printed like that because it feels like I'm reading a high school essay. But in general, it just really wasn't for me, which was kind of disappointing because the premise sounded so cool when I first heard about it. I also started but did not finish HHHH by Lauren Benet. I started this in the beginning of the month or the end of last month because I took this with me on my trip to New York, and I just didn't like it. I got a little bit more than halfway through the book, and I just don't like the way this book is written. It is done in really short chapters, and it's historical fiction. There are 2 storylines going on in this book. The first one is all the historical information behind this specific person who was part of Hitler's regime, and then the other part of the story is you following the author as he's researching the information. It was just really weird because you would be reading something, and then in the next section it would be about how the author realized that information wasn't necessarily all correct. And I don't know, I just never got into this book, and I don't know if I'm actually going to bother finishing it or not. I might just stop because I feel like if you've gotten to the halfway point and you don't like it, then what are you supposed to do? In terms of my challenges for the year, I am at book 38 of 50 for the 50 book challenge, and like I've been saying, I'm not really worried about that one, so yeah, I'll be fine. For Mount TBR, I am exactly on track with 18 books. As long as I keep reading 3 books a month from that stack, I will be just fine for the year. I am in the middle of 2 books right now. The first one is Seating Arrangements by Maggie Shipstead. I am maybe 2/3 of the way through the book right now, so I plan on hopefully finishing this tonight. I decided to pick this up from the library. It's not even my own copy because the Literary Disco podcast said that they're going to be talking about this book this week, and I looked it up and it looked interesting, so I decided to pick it up and try to finish it before their episode goes up, which I think should already be up if I'm right, but I won't be checking until I finish this book. I also started reading Mansfield Park by Jane Austen because this is the book that Ariel Bissett and Mother Effing Butts and Jessie the Reader are all reading for the Austen Adventures, and this is one of the two Austens that I haven't read yet, so I wanted to read along with them, but I didn't get very far yet. I'm only on page 60, so I have quite a ways to go. In terms of books I acquired this month, I'm not going to rehaul, so to speak, the books I've already showed you guys in my New York City and BEA haul, as well as my Printers Row haul. You guys can check out those videos to see those books, but I still have a couple more that I'm going to show you. I went to Open Books this weekend because they were having a 50% off their entire store sale. I picked up 4 things while I was there. The first one is Animal Farm by George Orwell. This only cost me $1.50. It is obviously a very vintage copy, but I really like this copy. I like the design, I like how small it is, and I'm very excited because I haven't read this yet. I have read 1984, but I haven't read Animal Farm yet, and obviously this is going to be a quick read, so I'm excited for this. The next book is Mr. Churchill Secretary by Susan Aaliyah McNeill. This is historical fiction that takes place during World War II, and I think it has to do with like female spies and espionage. I've heard pretty good things about this one, so I'm excited to give this one a shot. Next, I picked up a copy of Relish, My Life in the Kitchen by Lucy Kinsley. I think that's how you say her name. This is a graphic novel that I've seen a couple people talk about on BookTube, and when Frenchie D reviewed it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need this graphic novel. So it moved pretty high on my list, and when I saw it there, I was like, well, I might as well buy it because I love Open Books. Yeah, it's a graphic novel that follows her life, and it sort of like uses food as like a storytelling device, and each section / chapter has a recipe that goes along with it. I kind of want to read this and then maybe do some recipes out of here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd be interested in seeing videos where I cook, because I feel like that would be a really fun way to talk about this book. And finally, the one that I was the most excited to find, which I actually didn't find, my friend found it and she let me take it from her, is this copy of The Wild Things by Dave Eggers. This is a book adaptation of the screenplay, which was based on Where the Wild Things Are. I just really like it because it's pretty. It has this beautiful design, and I think this only cost me like $4.50 because, again, 50% off sale. Also, last month or the month before, in one of my Friday favorites, I mentioned the Read With Us bookmark project. They were having a Kickstarter campaign, and I just got the rewards from that one, and I'm so excited. This is the bookmark that they sent me, and this is the tote bag, and it's so adorable. Best Kickstarter to be a part of ever. I'll have a link to the website down in the description because you can still order bookmarks from them, and I think they're selling other stuff too, so definitely check that out because they are a great organization that sends bookmarks to kids for free. So yeah, those are all of the books that I have read and all of the videos that I have made and all of the books that I have bought for this month. Feel free to leave some comments down below if you have read any of the books that I have shown here today, or if you want to see reviews on any of the books sooner rather than later, feel free to leave comments with that down below. Let me know how you guys are doing on your reading challenges for the year, if you guys are still keeping track. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.